Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play it as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Sometimes I pull two cards out. A lot of times I just pull one card out. So let's see what the word is. It's disassociated. It's disassociated. I believe that you're in separation from someone that you don't feel right now. And you don't feel because I feel like they're drinking a lot. Either they're drinking or they're smoking. They're doing something to detach from, their emotions, from their feelings. They tend to be disassociated anyway. They have this avoidant style. So I feel like this person, it's starting to bother them that you are in like separation from them. But in the beginning, they like lied to themselves, said that they didn't really have feelings for you and tried to like get over you. So you're not feeling this person because they again are kind of checked out. And so that's the underlining energy. So when you were dealing with this person, let's see what was going on. They crossed your boundaries. I feel like you told this person what you wanted in a relationship. They know who you are. And I feel like any which way that they could try to not give you what they knew that you wanted, which was a relationship, is how they went about it. However, they would lead you to believe that they were going to be in a relationship. But it's again, they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. And I feel like they gave the impression as if they were single at one time and they weren't single. I feel like they're single now, but at the time that they weren't single. And so this person doesn't like to really let anyone in. They tend to never close out a cycle before like having a new supply, I should say. So I feel like, they they um they seriously crossed your boundaries because I feel like for some of you, you guys fooled around with them and they knew that that's not something that you would have done. You wouldn't have put this person first. You wouldn't have, held them in the high regard, but they came across as if they wanted it to give you exactly what they want. But when it came down to it, and as you really gave them, then this person ignored you. It's like you felt like you weren't heard or valued. And so, again, being ignored and not being heard or valued made you feel very lonely. So it's like you were like, well, if I'm going to be in a connection with someone where I feel like I'm alone, I might as well just be alone. And it's like that. But it was like, of course, after they got what they wanted. So this person has a bad way of coming into people's lives, pretending that they're single, pretending that they want a relationship, and they come on really, really, really strong. And then once they feel like confident that, the person has feelings for them, then they withdraw. And this is what they did to you. And then when you called them out on it, they gaslit you, saying, oh, no, you're trying to control me. No, that's not true. You're imagining things. No, I'm not talking to anyone else. But you knew that they were talking to other people. It's like, and so for some, I feel like you would either see them talking to people on social media, and then you'd say, well, you have time to talk to people on social media, and then they play it down like, oh, well, those people are just, they're insignificant. But meanwhile, they're talking to those people in their inbox, they're making arrangements to hook up with them. It's like you knew. You knew, like, it's like you're saying that you want a relationship. You're saying um that you have so much feelings for me, that we have such a connection, but it's like you're not honoring the connection. You're just using the connection as a way to try to manipulate me, as a way to try and gaslight me. Where really it's again, you make me feel as if you don't have a place for me in your life. That's what it felt like. Like you didn't belong in their life because they didn't go out of their way to make you feel comfortable. So it's almost like just this regular game where this person pretends to have really strong feelings, says that they want everything, like they create this connection. And I'm almost feeling like this person followed you and almost studied you before they approached you. And could tell, or that if they didn't do that, then they talked to you and they would try to get information about what you liked, what you didn't like, and then they tried to create the persona that they wanted the same thing. And then when it came down to it, when you finally let your guard down, this person was nowhere to be found. They're talking to everybody else, making you feel as if you don't belong, making you feel as if, that you misunderstood, that they don't really want that type of connection. But again, after they made you again open up to them, this person likes to be seen as perfect, and they actually see you as like their perfect ideal. They just didn't want to like be in a connection with you. And I feel like it irritates them that you come across as like perfect as you do. You're someone that takes pride in the way that you look. You take pride in your job. You take pride in the relationships that you have. You put a lot of effort and energy. And so your life looks really good to them from the outside, and they would like to have you as an option, but they weren't ready to really give you the commitment that you were seeking. Yeah, they wanted you to conform to their way. And normally they have the power to do that because what they do is they come on really strong and then they back away. And then as you're like backing off and letting go, then they come closer. And there's a lot of manipulation and a lot of gaslighting to get what they want. And they're able to do that because they're talking to a lot of other people. So they're not really forming any emotional connection with anybody. Because really all that they want is sex. They wanted the physical connection, but they didn't really want to, pour into you where they would form an emotional connection. I'm just going to pull one more in this deck, and it's trauma. So it's almost like this person has a lot of trauma around relationships. You know that because they came into the connection telling you about all the horrible relationships that they had and their concerns in hope to manipulate you into giving them. They come in handicapped. A person that comes in handicapped, like broken, but they're telling you that they have feelings for you. Well, they're setting the stage to try to get you to open up to them to make them feel comfortable. And I feel like they did do that, but it was all for the purpose of sex. They wanted you to conform because of their trauma. Yeah, and so it's like you just walked away because you're like, well, I'm not going to stick around to get my heart broken. The writing's on the wall. It's there. I feel like I'm in a funk when I'm around you. You make me feel gloomy and sad and almost like I don't have control over my life. If I'm going to stay connected to you, then I lose control over my life and I become bitter. And you were starting to become bitter because of this person like playing so many games. And to the point where I feel like you regretted giving your time to this person. So you went from one extreme to another, and this person definitely felt that. Yeah, so what happened is like this, it was very short-lived. This person wanted the passion. They were passing through almost, and it was short-lived because what happened is you were like, well, I'm not going to stick around to get my heart broken. I'm not doing that. So let's see where they are now, what their feelings are, if there are any feelings, what they think. Let's see. First, the greens. Let's pick from this deck. Let's see where they are right now. Yeah, they're waiting for a sign from you. It's again, I feel like they've had a lot of time to reflect. This person's not used to people like cutting it that like they came into your life. They took a lot of time to strategize to set everything up their way. And normally it works, but this was really short-lived. Like I said, it was like you saw the writing on the wall. You're like, I'm not going to get my heart broken. And so this person is like, is it true? Is it like really true that you really don't have feelings for me? They just can't believe it. This person normally has a very big ego. They get attention from a lot of people, and they were actually planning on doing to you what you did to them. So they're actually looking for a sign from you. I feel like for a little while, you wanted to see, are you going to give me a sign to like that you're sorry or anything, and what you notice is that they're acting as if everything's okay, but beneath the surface they're like actually waiting for a sign from you. And I feel like it's because they don't like the fact that you took your power back. They don't like the fact of how fast this went. This person usually likes to drag things out for a long time so that the person that they connect to gets really emotionally invested. Well, I feel like you went into this connection and you were guarded. And because you were guarded, you saw the writing on the wall. And because they're looking for a sign, I feel like they're trying to strategize a way to like come back into your life. But I'm not saying that they want to give you anything. I feel like this person doesn't like to lose. Yeah, like this person, I feel like they try not to think about you, but music reminds them of you. So it's almost like they're getting signs from like the music almost, and it's actually making them have stronger feelings for you. And it's because you took your power from them. So it triggered their ego and it put them in a place of contemplation of, again, what happened that's never happened to them before. But I really feel like it's bothering them that you took your power back. Remember, this person's used to people conforming to what they want, and what they want is, again, to dominate. You see how this guy's hands is around this woman's neck? This is what they want. They want to be dominant. They wanted to be in control, and they wanted the physical connection. Yeah, well, meanwhile, you're not giving this person anything. I feel like you're building something for yourself. You put the time and the energy into yourself. I feel like you waited for a very short period of time, see if this person was going to give you a sign, something to let you know that they were sorry, or maybe it was a misunderstanding, what you saw right away that it wasn't. And so you put the time and the energy into yourself. And again, I feel like you got your, for some of you, you guys went out and bought a dog, or you got a pet, or you get your emotional connection from a pet, from an animal. So it's like you were okay. It's like you're like not really reflecting on this anymore. You again decided to put your time into yourself and get your emotional support from your animals, from that. And so I feel like because you're putting so much time into your career is actually changing a little bit. It's morphing. So new opportunities are coming to you. Situations are happening for you that again are taking you further away from this person. Yeah, like it's like you created a sacred space for yourself. So like there's the sense that you cut your energy off from this person completely, completely, because the writing was on the wall and you're like, I'm not going to sit here and get gaslit. You came into my life, you pretended to want something, you crossed boundaries. You know that I don't want whatever it is that you're giving, and I'm not going to stick around for this. So it was so short-lived that this person doesn't understand how. They don't understand because they're used to dealing with emotionally needy people, and you're not emotionally needy. You get your emotional support from, again, your career, from your animals, from friends, from outside things, which is actually, I feel like, making this person like you more. And it's because there's a sense that they couldn't get over on you, that they are actually respecting you. Yeah, this person down deep inside is praying that is praying that maybe you'll even give them another chance. They worry that you're not going to forgive them though. And so there's a sense that beneath the surface, even though they're not showing you this. And they also, but they have a lot of inner child wounds. That's what it is. They have a lot of inner child wounds. They have a lot of issues around relationships, and they're just not happy. They're not happy, and they're not happy because this person doesn't really have control over their lives. They're stuck in behaviorisms and people and situations that are karmic. And what is this is playing a role in what's happening with me, and it's hard for me to see a way out. Yeah, so it's again due to their games. See, I feel like you're not the only person that this person does this to. They come into relationships, they pretend to want a real relationship, but the truth is that they can't even be in a relationship. I feel like they are controlled by circumstances. So again, like this person owes a lot of money, I feel like. And so they know down deep inside that they could never really give you anything. And that's really why they can't see a way to really even create a new beginning with you, because they're like, I don't really have anything to offer. And I feel like it's because every single relationship that they get into, they play games. And then there's karmic consequences. So it's almost like they're not with anyone now, but because of their previous relationship, it's almost like they don't have any money. They don't have, there's like no substance to this person. It almost feels like they're a rolling stone. So it's what's happening is that because they don't feel good about themselves, they are stuck in their behaviorisms. And the behaviorisms are to drink a lot, to check out. So you're not feeling them because they disassociate, because they have an avoidance style. When problems happen, they don't fix the problem. What they do is they bury their head in the sand, or they hook up with another person, and again, someone else deals with their issues. So there's a sense that this person is kind of stuck in a karmic cycle with like with a bad karmic. And and I don't even want to call them a bad karmic, because it's almost like whoever they were with previously, they screwed over. And so this person is actually living the karmic consequences. So they really can't be in a relationship with anyone. So they just live from their addictions. They live from, again, whatever is going to give them that adrenaline rush, that serotonin serotonin hit, right? And that's through drinking, through drugs, through sex, through outside things. This is how this person lives. They're a shell of a being. They're not even a person. And they're not a person because whatever they built with that previous person is no more. So you came along after the relationship had ended, but now this person is so disassociated from the trauma that they've gone through from previous relationships that they really couldn't give you anything. They weren't capable. And so there's a sense of them having feelings, but knowing that you're too good for them, that you're not going to be with them. Why would you be with them? They have absolutely nothing to offer. So, and they don't really see a way out. See, they're going through ascension symptoms right now, where they're seeing that they can't stay in this place of being a rolling stone. So they've taken space from you to try to like do healing. But the thing is, they're still also stuck in their habits and their behaviorism. So I don't really feel that this person's coming near you. But what's pushed them into having ascension symptoms is really the fact that they thought that this was going to go a certain way and it didn't right away. This person is used to running to another person after the previous relationship ends to try to get a new supply, and they don't take the time to actually build authentic relationships. Those relationships are built on their behaviorisms, their habits. And so they always wind up with lower vibrational people, people that they can dominate, people that they can get their needs met, their sexual needs met as well. And so with you, that's not what happened. I just feel like you just happened to like come along into this person's life, and they're going to try their seedy ways with everyone. So what they're seeing is that you're a better catch, but they also know that they broke your heart because they're not who they claim to be. You had a connection, but a connection isn't enough. This person hides behind like lies to pretend who that they are. So like I said, they've come to a place where, they're seeing that they can't really do this anymore. I feel like they're so used to, again, running to somebody else to be the fixer, to be the new supply, that they never even thought for one moment that they would have a problem doing this. But I'm feeling it that they've gotten older. They were in that previous relationship for a long time. That person flattened them. And so again, now that they're older, no one wants to be with somebody that doesn't have anything and can't give anything. So that's really what the issue is. So they're kind of going through a dark night of the soul because what they're seeing is that they destroyed their life, and that's just kind of like the end of the line. They don't have anywhere else to turn to. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because I don't really see you giving this person anything. And I don't see them being able to give you anything because they know, why am I going to even try to get shot down? They would get shot down because they don't have anything. However, if you gave them a sign that you were interested, this person would, mosey on back into your life again, nonchalantly, acting as if they didn't care as much, and do the same thing all over again. Again, they want only one thing. They want the physical connection. They don't want to build an emotional connection. They don't want to give you anything because, hey, every relationship that they they wind up losing everything because they don't honor that connection. So they look at relationships as not really possible for them, but that's because they don't want to give up their addictions, their habits, and their behaviorisms that sabotage the connection. So we're going to pick 6 inner child cards. Now, your inner child wounds, a lot of times all the time actually, when we don't heal them, they continue to play out within our life as karmic themes. So we have to see, what are they? Okay, so inner authority, card 1. Nurturance, 2. Water, 3. Imagination, 4. Right now, what we're seeing is that this person not being with this person and you putting your energy into yourself. I see a lot of gifts here. Security and safety. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay, and that's one more. Again, suppression. So, I do feel like you grew up in an environment where there was no security and safety. That's what it felt like. And it was because you had a parent that continually tried to suppress you. Now, they might have not meant to do this, but suppression is just whenever you had an idea, whenever you express your unique individuality, it was suppressed. That this person that raised you, whether it was a mother, a father, a sister, whoever, they tended to wanted you to conform to the way that they wanted you to live. And at that time, you really didn't have a choice, so you did, like many other children. However, children learn to escape, and they escape through their imagination. So your imagination really is a gateway to not just spiritual healing, but to you to be able to manifest. And what we saw was that you put the energy into yourself, into your animals, and into your career, and to the point that your career is actually changing. You got a better opportunity, more money, more stability, which again is making this person say, well, this person, you're a good catch, but you would never be with me. Again, so that's what wound up happening. So you learn how to go with the flow of, again, life, because you were brought up in an environment, again, with someone that learned that that wanted to suppress you. So what you needed to like really do in this situation is exactly what you did, which is you didn't have nurturing when you grew up. Again, the nurturing is again that emotional support, uh, which is what gives you the security and the safety. When you're nurtured by a parent, it allows us to, get confident in trying new things and finding ourselves. And I feel like again, that was suppressed. The person that raised you wanted you to conform to their views. And so you had to always listen to your own inner authority. So you have very strong intuition. That's why when this person tried to make you conform, it brought you back to that original trauma of being suppressed. And you were like, nah, I don't, a relationship isn't that. A relationship is all about equal give and take reciprocity. And I shouldn't have to give up who I am. Again, there was a sense that you always knew that this person was trying to like control you. And again, because you were raised that way with someone that tried to suppress you. So you have very strong intuition. So what you did was, as soon as your intuition alerted you that this person really only wanted one thing, you disconnected from them. And it happened so fast that this person didn't even know what hit them. They're used to dragging the situation out. They're used to playing a lot of games. You didn't allow that. If anything, you used your imagination and said, where can I put my time and my energy? So you put the time and energy into your career. You put it with your animals. You put it with, again, anything that was going to give you something back, some sort of emotional fulfillment back, because this person didn't want to give you anything emotionally. They only wanted to take from you sexually. So once you did that, again, you gave yourself the security and the safety because you nurtured yourself and you had already learned how to go with the flow. Water is that, it's least resistant. You didn't like what this person did, but you didn't argue. You weren't like, oh, let me fix it. No, you went with the flow and said, okay, I'm going to release you and I'm going to put the time into myself. This is why this person is a little like, they're shocked. They're like, they can't believe it. There's a part of them that's like, let me wait for a sign. Like maybe I missed something. That like it can't possibly be that you don't have feelings for me. And so they're stuck in a place now of pretty much knowing that you're not coming back, but I feel like they're still like waiting just because they're not used to it and you're moving on. So we have to say, well, what does spirit tell us to do? Again, with this type of situation, spirit says, well, this was a karmic, obviously. It's again because they're not who they said that they were. And if you would have been with them, they would have gotten what they wanted and left like they did everybody else. And that wounding usually does a lot more damage. Did this person break your heart? Yeah, they broke your heart because they toyed with you and you again thought that it was going to be a meaningful connection. But you didn't put that much time in to where you're like, well, they hurt me, but they actually didn't destroy me. This person had the power to really destroy you and give you a lot of trauma, but that didn't happen. Didn't mean that it didn't hurt. What it meant was that you put the energy into yourself and you got gifts back. You got something back, which again, the universe said, if your heart was broken, now it's actually, you were able to heal it very easily because, like you said, you got the emotional support and you got you were able to manifest something better due to the fact that you didn't waste your time with this person. This person would have kept you stuck. They never had any intention of giving anything. They would have kept you in a karmic loop. And so Spirit says, no, it's all about you learning to keep your own serenity. Any person that tries to create so much drama in your life, well, again, you know that they're a karmic. And so Spirit says, the spiritual lesson is all about serenity, that through love, you release and inner work, you know peace. So through love, you release and you do inner work, and that allows you to know peace and that you have a gentle view of life and you welcome every step with confidence, that you remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. And so that's what happened because you were not like, oh, this person's like giving me mixed signals. Let me come in and try and manipulate it so that I can make the relationship work for me, which is what this person is used to, by the way. They're used to giving little breadcrumbs and then like, oh, well, I'm coming in wounded, I'm broken because the previous relationship was horrible to me. So now I'm terrified of being in relationships where, again, then they usually have someone come into their life to be the fixer, to again, conform to what they want. So again, Spirit says, because you actually didn't do that, which, by the way, it would have been easy for you to do it because that was a survival mechanism growing up. You weren't allowed to find your own unique individuality. Again, that was suppressed. You were made to conform. You got your love and your acceptance from conforming. Well, again, you always knew that it didn't feel right. So you always knew that that was not what was going to bring you serenity. That was not going to bring you peace. Listening to yourself brought you peace, and that's exactly what you did. And so the universe actually gifted you with a new career so that you can then create the security and the stability that you want for yourself so that you could actually thrive without anyone, so that you can then meet someone that's more in alignment with the higher vibration. And this person doesn't have anything to offer. They don't have anything because their previous relationship ruined them, which is why they come in and they play games. They know no one will want them. They have nothing to offer. So we're going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.